Have you ever felt a deep love for your partner yet noticed that intimacy just doesn't come as easily anymore? Do you find yourself wondering why your body isn't responding the way it used to, despite the emotional closeness still being there? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and what you're about to hear might change the way you think about intimacy after 60. Gentlemen, let's be honest. There are things we rarely talk about, not with our friends, not even with the partner we've shared a lifetime with. One of those silent struggles is the slow, creeping feeling that we're no longer in control during moments of intimacy. That what once felt natural and effortless now requires effort and sometimes ends in disappointment. Maybe it starts with occasional difficulty getting or maintaining an erection. Maybe it's the quiet frustration of feeling disconnected during physical touch. Over time, these experiences begin to pile up. Confidence starts to erode. And it's not just a physical issue, it's emotional too. You see, when intimacy starts to fade, it often pulls something else with it, self-esteem. You begin to question your own masculinity. The connection between you and your wife starts to shift. And even though the love remains strong, the distance, unspoken and confusing, starts to grow. If this feels familiar, I want you to know, you are not alone. Millions of men over 60 face the same struggle, but just because it's common doesn't mean it's permanent. It doesn't mean it's just aging and something you have to accept. Because the truth is, you can restore your sexual health, regain your confidence, and rebuild the emotional closeness you once had. And no, it doesn't require embarrassment or medication or painful procedures. All it takes is understanding what's really going on inside your body and learning how to work with it, not against it. That's exactly what we're going to do in this video. We'll walk together through the real science-backed reasons why intimacy becomes more difficult for men after 60. And I'll show you simple, natural strategies that can help you gradually restore your function and your sense of self. So, stay with me through the entire video. You deserve to understand your body and reclaim the closeness and confidence that aging doesn't have to take away. And before we begin, if you value real talk about men's health and want more honest, practical guidance like this, please do me a quick favor. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below, and let me know where you're watching from. That's how we keep building this senior health boost community, one honest conversation at a time. Part 1. When intimacy becomes difficult, the silent impact of erectile dysfunction. For many men over 60, being close with their wives starts to feel like unfamiliar territory. What used to be automatic now feels uncertain. Maybe at first it was just 1 or 2 nights that didn't go as planned, but gradually those nights become more frequent. Anxiety creeps in. You start avoiding intimacy, not because you don't care, but because you don't want to fail. Eventually, that fear of failure stops you from even trying. It drains your spirit. You withdraw, physically, emotionally. Touch becomes rare. Contact fades. Your partner senses something's off, but you can't quite name it. And because the topic is so hard to talk about, the silence grows louder. What's truly heartbreaking is that the love is still there, but the misunderstandings start to multiply. Words go unspoken, assumptions are made, and without even realizing it, many couples begin to drift. But here's what most men don't realize. Erectile dysfunction is not just getting old. It's a signal, your body's way of telling you that something deeper needs attention. That signal isn't just about performance. It's about overall health, blood flow, hormones, muscle tone, stress, even the way your brain processes intimacy. Transition to part 2. What's really causing it? So now the big question is, what's behind all this? Why does intimacy become harder with age, even when the love and desire are still present? Let's take a closer look, because the answers may surprise you. In the next section, we'll break down the physical, biological, and emotional changes that start to affect male sexual health after 60 and how they work together in ways most men have never been told. Let's continue. In the last section, we explored how aging affects blood circulation and hormone levels, two major contributors to erectile dysfunction in men over 60. But that's only part of the story. There are deeper, less visible changes happening inside the body that often go unnoticed, until they begin to affect one of the most personal parts of life, intimacy. Let's take a closer look at the additional, often overlooked causes and, more importantly, how recognizing them can be the first step toward real improvement. The silent muscle group. Most men ignore. Pelvic floor weakness. There's a muscle group that rarely gets talked about in conversations about men's health, but it plays a vital role in your ability to perform in the bedroom. I'm talking about the pelvic floor muscles. These are the muscles located deep at the base of your pelvis. They're responsible for controlling both erections and ejaculation. And just like your arms or legs, if they don't get used or strengthened regularly, they start to weaken. Over time, that weakness affects your ability to maintain firmness, even if everything else, circulation, hormones, desire, is working fine. Many men assume that taking a supplement or addressing hormones is enough. But without strong pelvic floor muscles, your foundation is shaky. The good news? These muscles can be strengthened, often with simple, discrete exercises that take just minutes a day. We'll dive into those strategies later in the series, but for now, just know that weak pelvic muscles are a hidden culprit, and fixing them can make a remarkable difference. The hidden weight of anxiety. How fear sabotages intimacy. Now let's talk about something no lab test can measure, but every man feels: the pressure to perform. After even just one or two difficult experiences in bed, it's natural to feel anxious. You start to doubt yourself. You anticipate failure, and that very fear triggers a biological response that makes things even worse. Here's how it works. When you feel anxious or fearful, your body produces stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones cause your blood vessels to constrict, which means less blood flow to the penis, exactly when you need it most. The more you worry, the harder it becomes to stay firm. And when you can't perform, the fear gets stronger. It creates a vicious cycle, a loop of failure and fear that feeds on itself. This psychological spiral doesn't just affect performance. It chips away at confidence, emotional intimacy, and eventually your relationship. But here's the empowering truth. Once you understand what's happening and take the right steps, you can break this cycle. You can restore your confidence and your performance, not with pills, but with awareness, consistency, and natural support. Erectile dysfunction, a warning sign from within too. Often men see erectile dysfunction as a private issue, an isolated challenge that only affects the bedroom. But that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, erectile dysfunction is often the body's first SOS signal, a cry for help that something deeper is going wrong long before more dangerous symptoms show up. Think of it like this: sexual function is like your body's dashboard light. When things start to falter down there, it may actually be a sign that your heart, your blood sugar, or your nervous system needs attention, your circulatory system's canary in the coal mine. Let's start with circulation. Did you know that the blood vessels in your penis are some of the smallest and most sensitive in your entire body? Because of their small size, they're often the first to show signs of circulatory trouble. If blood can't reach the penis easily anymore, there's a good chance your larger arteries, like those in your heart, are already under strain. In fact, studies show that erectile dysfunction can appear 2 to 5 years before a man has his first heart attack. That means recognizing ED early could quite literally save your life by giving you time to act before a major cardiovascular event strikes. The silent saboteur diabetes, and nerve damage. Another major cause of erectile problems in older men is type 2 diabetes. High blood sugar doesn't just mess with your energy levels, it damages blood vessels and nerves throughout the body, especially those connected to sexual function. When those nerves are weakened, signals from the brain don't transmit properly. The penis becomes less sensitive. Blood doesn't arrive quickly or powerfully enough to create a firm erection, and even if it does, the result may not last. Worse still, this isn't just about diabetes alone. When combined with high blood pressure, the situation gets more complicated. Over time, elevated pressure damages the delicate inner walls of blood vessels, including those in the groin area. To add insult to injury, many medications prescribed for high blood pressure come with sexual side effects. Reduced libido, difficulty staying firm, or a delay in arousal. These can all be side effects of the very drugs meant to protect your heart. But many men mistake these side effects as inevitable signs of aging and never question the link. Cholesterol, the hidden roadblock to passion. Let's talk about another common culprit, cholesterol, specifically LDL, also known as bad cholesterol. When LDL levels are high, plaques form inside the blood vessels. These plaques act like roadblocks, narrowing your arteries and making it harder for blood to travel where it needs to go, including the penis. No matter how healthy your desire is or how deeply you care for your partner, if blood can't flow properly, the body simply can't respond. It's a mechanical reality. And what's most concerning is that high cholesterol, like hypertension and diabetes, often has no noticeable symptoms in its early stages. You might feel fine, but internally your sexual system is already struggling, and ED may be the only visible sign something's wrong. Why erectile dysfunction is actually a gift in disguise. Yes, you read that right. While erectile dysfunction may feel frustrating, even embarrassing, it can actually be a powerful early warning sign that gives you a chance to act. Instead of seeing it as a punishment of age or a blow to your masculinity, consider this. Erectile dysfunction may be the most personal, powerful opportunity your body gives you to take control of your health before something more serious happens. Closing transition to the next section. So now that we've uncovered these underlying causes, from muscle weakness and emotional stress to heart health and metabolic disorders, you might be wondering, what can I actually do about it? In the next part of this video, we're going to break down simple, natural, and practical solutions, starting with key lifestyle shifts that can improve blood flow, hormone levels, and pelvic strength, without relying on medications or invasive treatments. Stick with me. The next steps are easier than you think, and they might just be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. So, now that we understand the root causes of erectile dysfunction, circulation issues, hormone changes, muscle weakness, and stress, what's next? That's the question most men ask. What can I actually do to fix this without becoming dependent on pills or invasive treatments? Let's walk through the practical, natural changes that can help restore not just performance, but also confidence and emotional closeness, safely and sustainably. Part 4. Natural solutions to improve erectile function in older men. The encouraging truth is this: for many men over 60, restoring sexual health doesn't require drastic measures. It often begins with small intentional shifts in your daily habits, and over time those changes can unlock a powerful ripple effect, not only in the bedroom, but in your energy, mindset, and relationships. Let's begin with the foundation of blood flow. Better circulation, better performance. To achieve and maintain a strong erection, the penis needs a steady, forceful flow of blood. But if your blood vessels are stiff, narrow, or blocked, as often happens with age, blood simply can't get where it needs to go. So how do we improve that flow naturally? Start with daily physical activity. No need to overcomplicate it. Just 20 to 30 minutes of brisk walking, light cycling, or swimming is enough to strengthen your cardiovascular system, reduce blood pressure, and support healthy arteries. But there's more. Certain foods act as natural vasodilators, meaning they help blood vessels relax and open wider, making it easier for blood to circulate. Add foods like beets, spinach, arugula, watermelon, and pomegranate to your meals. These boost nitric oxide levels, which directly support erectile function. Boosting testosterone. The right way after age 40, your testosterone levels start to decline gradually. After 60, that drop can become more noticeable, leading to low libido, fatigue, and a dull sense of masculinity. But you can help your body produce natural testosterone again. Make sleep a priority. At least 7 to 8 hours of quality rest each night allows your body to regulate hormones properly. Next, focus on foods high in zinc, vitamin D, and healthy fats, like eggs, salmon, pumpkin seeds, avocado, and olive oil. These nutrients support testosterone production without the risks of synthetic hormone therapy, and don't overlook the power of resistance training. A few short sessions of light weightlifting or even bodyweight exercises like push-ups and squats can signal your body to increase testosterone naturally. Strengthen the muscle that makes intimacy possible. Here's a secret most men never learn. Your pelvic floor muscles are the hidden engine behind strong erections and ejaculation control. And like any muscle, they weaken over time if not trained. So how do you strengthen them? The answer is Kegel exercises. Yes, they're not just for women. To find your pelvic muscles, imagine stopping your urine midstream. That's the group you want to isolate. Contract, hold for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat 10 to 15 times. Do this twice a day, whether you're sitting, lying down, or walking. No one will even notice. Within a few weeks, many men report better control, stronger erections, and more endurance during intimacy. It's simple, free, and can be done anywhere. Break the stress failure cycle. Even when your body is ready, your mind can sabotage you. Fear of failure, pressure to satisfy your partner, or negative beliefs like, "My time has passed," can trigger stress responses. And those stress hormones, like cortisol, constrict blood vessels and reduce sexual responsiveness. That's why managing stress is just as important as managing blood sugar or hormones. Try this. Just 5 minutes a day of deep, focused breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Add light meditation, gentle music, or even a walk in nature. And most importantly, disconnect from screens before bed, so your nervous system has a chance to reset. If your mind feels safe and calm, your body will follow. 5. Communicate with your partner. Many men suffer in silence, hiding their struggles, even from their spouse. But intimacy isn't just about performance. It's about connection. Have a gentle, honest conversation. Express how you feel. You might be surprised at how much relief comes just from being heard and supported. Most women don't expect perfection. They want presence, vulnerability, and closeness. When both partners understand what's going on, the healing process becomes faster, smoother, and far more meaningful. Remember, no one should walk this path alone. A simple routine that changes everything. Let's recap some of the most effective natural strategies you can start using right now. Walk daily to improve circulation. Eat nitric oxide-boosting foods like leafy greens and watermelon. Prioritize sleep and foods rich in testosterone-supporting nutrients. Train your pelvic floor muscles with Kegel exercises. Practice daily stress relief and disconnect from overstimulation. Open up emotionally with your partner instead of carrying silent fear. Each of these steps alone offers some benefit, but together, they create a powerful synergy, one that restores not just your ability to perform, but also your sense of identity, confidence, and connection. Coming up next. Now that you have the roadmap for reclaiming physical function, there's still one more piece of the puzzle: how to preserve the emotional bond between you and your partner. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about erections. It's about feeling close again. It's about building trust, sharing laughter, and rekindling the kind of intimacy that doesn't fade with age. In the next section, we'll explore how couples over 60 can strengthen their relationship, rediscover affection, and turn later life intimacy into a source of joy and fulfillment. Stick around. What comes next may be the most important part of all. Part 5. Rekindling connection, emotional intimacy, communication, and companionship in later life relationships. At this stage in life, many couples quietly come to the conclusion that romance, passion, and deep emotional intimacy are things of the past, something reserved for youth or early marriage. They believe that what's left is simply companionship, coexisting peacefully under the same roof. But the truth is, intimacy can actually deepen with age if we allow it, if we choose to nurture it. Because while physical strength may fade, emotional closeness has the power to grow stronger than ever. Erectile dysfunction is not just a physical matter. It cuts deeper. It touches our self-esteem, our sense of masculinity, and most profoundly, the bond between two people who have shared a life together. After a few moments of disappointment in the bedroom, it's not uncommon for a man to retreat into himself. He stops initiating, stops reaching out. He might even stop looking his partner in the eyes. And that silence, the unspoken fear, the quiet shame, begins to build walls where there were once open doors. His partner, meanwhile, senses something is off. But without honest communication, she's left to fill in the blanks. She may think she's being rejected, that he no longer desires her, or that he's simply pulling away emotionally. The confusion, the hurt, the unanswered questions, they begin to chip away at the warmth that once came so easily. When couples stop talking about the things that matter, about feelings, fears, hopes, and disappointments, the space between them quietly grows, until one day they no longer feel seen or heard or truly known by each other. But here's the beautiful part: connection can always be rebuilt. Even after years of distance or silence, even if the flame has burned low, all it takes is one honest moment of vulnerability to change everything. It could be as simple as saying, "I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm scared I'm letting you down. I miss the way we used to hold each other." These aren't grand gestures. They're real human moments, the kind that crack open the shell of silence and make room for something honest, raw, and healing. In that one moment of openness, both partners can begin to walk the path back together. You might be surprised how many women don't blame their husbands for struggling with intimacy. In fact, what they want most isn't perfection. It's not about being the man you were at 25. It's about being present, honest, brave enough to talk, brave enough to care. That kind of vulnerability, it creates the kind of connection that can last not just for years, but for the rest of your life. Holding hands. Through the years, we don't need to feel like newlyweds again to experience love. At this stage in life, we just need to feel safe in each other's presence. A hand held over morning coffee, a warm glance before bedtime, a gentle back rub after a long day. These small gestures carry tremendous weight when they're grounded in emotional understanding. Taking care of your sexual health isn't selfish. It's an act of love and preservation for your relationship, your self-worth, and the emotional warmth you've built together over decades. Just because your body has changed doesn't mean your ability to love, connect, and share intimacy has disappeared. In fact, many couples find that their later years are their most emotionally fulfilling. Why? Because they've lived through the storms. They've seen each other vulnerable. They've supported one another in moments of weakness. And that kind of connection is built on something far more durable than youth or physical attraction. Sure, the body may not be what it once was, but the heart? The heart can still beat with curiosity, tenderness, and passion, especially when it's nourished with kindness, communication, and care. ED is not the end. It's an invitation. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this. Erectile dysfunction is not the end of your intimate life. It's not a signal that your worth has diminished or that you're no longer capable of love, desire, or closeness. Rather, it's a gentle invitation, your body's way of saying, slow down, pay attention, care for me, and while you're at it, care for your relationship too. With the right understanding and consistent effort, you can absolutely improve your performance, rebuild your confidence, and most importantly, rekindle the emotional and physical intimacy that may have faded, from improving blood circulation, boosting natural testosterone, and strengthening pelvic muscles, to managing stress and fostering open communication. Every step makes a difference. Every step helps you move from fear back to confidence, from disconnection back to closeness. The strongest medicine? Empathy. Yes, there are supplements, therapies, and techniques that help, but none of them work as powerfully as this: a kind word, a listening ear, a heart that says, I still see you, I still want you, I'm still here. Empathy and companionship between husband and wife, especially in the face of aging, are the most healing forces we have. Together they create a safe space to face challenges, celebrate small victories, and keep growing closer through every phase of life. You're not alone. If you're watching this video, you're already on the path. You're someone who values truth, growth, and love that doesn't fade. You deserve to feel fulfilled. You deserve to feel loved. And you deserve to experience the joy of deep connection, no matter your age or past challenges. So, let this video be your reminder. It's never too late, not too late to talk, not too late to reconnect, not too late to change, and not too late to love again with your whole heart before you go. If today's message resonated with you, even just one sentence, please take a moment to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to Senior Health Boost. Your voice matters, your experience matters, and your support helps us continue creating honest, thoughtful content for men over 60 who still believe in growth, vitality, and meaningful connection. Got a question? A topic you'd like us to explore next? Drop it in the comments. We're here for you and for the real conversations that matter. Thank you for being part of the Senior Health Boost community. Wishing you health, happiness, and the kind of love that only grows stronger with time. See you in the next video.